The play at Frankfort High.
I know.
And we've got our other special guest, Mr. Jack Gilbert, here to talk about Peter Pan and Wendy.
Hey.
Thanks, Jack.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me. We've been working on this show for the past 3 months. We started casting and practicing in January. So we've been working hard the past 3 months for this. And now it's time for the shows, which start tomorrow night.
Okay.
Are you nervous?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
A little nervous.
Excited, too.
Excited.
Yeah.
Mostly excited.
Right.
It's like teeters on the edge.
I know you have a lot of experience with Frankfort drama.
Yes, I do.
And that you have participated in other roles. Tell us a little bit about that.
So, yeah, I've been part of Frankfort drama since 6th grade. So that's about 6 years now. I'm a senior. So I started off with just our annual Christmas pageant, being one of the children in that. And I've done other roles. We did Romeo and Juliet, but like a Dr. Seuss version one year, and I was Romeo in that. But that was also 2020, and it got canceled.
Oh, man.
Oh.
We
Did you get to do it?
Do like a
We did
virtual?
not.
You did not even get to do it.
We were like scheduled for like March 20th or something like that.
Man.
And we
And,
shut
you know,
everything down like on the 13th.
Yeah, it was on the 13th. So it was like the week before opening. We couldn't do it.
You were
but
robbed.
Yeah, so I've acted a lot. And then the past like 2 or 3 years, I've done a lot of tech work. Most recently, I was a stage manager for the best Christmas pageant ever. So I've been in all sorts of areas for drama at our school.
What's the most fun? Do you like directing, or?
I've liked directing a lot, but
it's a lot. I mean,
it's a lot of work.
Well, and you're directing kids.
Yeah.
I know that they're your peers, but you all have young kids in there too.
Right.
Yeah. So normally at Frankfort High, our third quarter show, which is what this is mostly high schoolers. But this year, because of the size of Peter Pan, we needed a lot of middle schoolers. So I think our youngest is a 6th grade, and we have a few 6th graders in there. Maybe a 5th grader. I don't think a 5th grader, but maybe. I don't remember everybody's ages.
Okay.
But a majority of, like, I'd say about half the cast is maybe middle schoolers.
Okay.
They've been pretty easy to manage for the most part.
That's good.
But yeah, we've had a lot of different age groups in there.
Do you like doing the stage managing more? Do you like being on stage, or would if you could choose, if it was up to you to what you would like to do?
Well, it's been a while since I've like really been on stage but like all the entirety of this year, I've done tech work since our fall show. But I do have an extra chance because we're doing a secret 4th quarter show.
Oh, well, not so secret. I saw it on Facebook.
I don't know. Did we announce what it was yet?
They haven't announced what it is, but we knew one was coming.
Yes, we have a 4th quarter show coming up that I'll be acting in. So
fun.
I like acting a lot, but I think the tech work is just a very fun, different angle at it.
Now, is it often that a student directs the shows, or?
Yeah, I'd say it's.
Usually?
I think we have a student director every few shows. I think every show this year has.
Yeah.
But I don't think that started until 3 years ago.
Okay.
I think occasionally they had some in the past, but for most of the shows I've done, we've had Mr. Tippett, who is the person who, like, the adult in charge.
Well, let's put
That's
that.
funny.
I mean, let's say, I don't know, an adult, but no, I'm sorry.
We like to give Andrew a hard time.
Yeah, he is like he's directed most of the shows I've been in, but we've had the past few years like a good amount of the shows have been student directed.
I think it's a great opportunity for the students.
100%.
I mean, I have seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
And I think, the students do a lot of it. I mean, you do, again, the directing, you do the lighting and the sound, and then all the stuff backstage, and all the students take care of the younger students backstage. And there's a lot that, especially the younger students, can learn from the older students. And I think it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, and a great experience. And it helps you figure out what you like doing, right? You move into the next phase of your career, of college or whatever, and professionally, and well, I've tried this, and maybe I didn't like this as much. I did like that, so it's awesome. So speaking of, is this do you anticipate continuing to do more theater work moving forward?
I think in college I might continue doing some shows, and then maybe as like a side, like hobby thing when I'm an adult, but I plan to go into like sociology and maybe some governmental work. Not fully sure exactly.
So you're not moving to like Broadway?
No, I'm not.
Broadway.
I know some of the people on our shows. I have plans of studying theater and working in that, and I think they're going to do really well. But I really enjoy doing this as like my fun hobby side project stuff.
Yeah. And then community theater.
Theater, of course.
I love community theater.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, so the show starts tomorrow, 7 o'clock. You all do shows. What?
Can you tell us just a little bit about the show? I mean, it's Peter Pan and Wendy.
Yeah. So,
and is it? I mean, if people know the traditional story of Peter Pan and the Lost Boys, and so is that what it is, or is there a different take on it?
Yes, it's very faithful to the book.
Okay.
At least that's what the person who writes it like. He has like a little like page-long descriptor at the beginning of the script. Yeah. It's like, I wrote this because I wanted a faithful adaptation that's easy for schools to put on. And yeah, it's pretty faithful to the book. It cuts out a few sections because otherwise it'd be like 4 hours long. Yeah. This version's an hour and a half to 2 hours long. Okay. But it's not like the Robin Williams movie.
Hook.
It's not like that, but it's similar to the book.
Okay.
Let me ask you this: how do you guys decide? Is Mr. Tibbet the only person who gets to decide the show, like each time, or do you guys give feedback, or what's that process like for choosing?
Usually he has like plans, but he'll take some suggestions. Okay. And usually he'll have like a show idea for like an advanced. Like this year with Peter Pan, he had talked about doing Peter Pan. The original reason he wanted to do Peter Pan was the copyright for the original play became free domain, open domain, whatever the term is for that, I forget.
You were going to be able to
but the original play, like the version that was becoming free, has a lot more technical work of like needing flying.
Oh, okay. And, I hadn't even thought about that.
He would have had to adapt some of the language for like making it able to talk.
Right.
Because it was written like 1906.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So he decided to go with a different version, which is this version.
Okay.
And but he usually picks it. However, we have some cases of students being like, we all want to do this show.
Like we
with
love this.
Yeah, with our fourth quarter show, that was entirely my brother's idea of what show he wanted to do. And he proposed it to everyone in it. And he just went to Mr. Tippett and he's like, hey, can we do this show? You don't need to put, like, we'll do all of our own parts. We'll study the lines. We get it all together. You just kind of need to be there as an adult supervisor.
Okay. Well, I can't wait to hear what it's going to be. It sounds like it's going to be fun.
You just have to say adult supervisor.
No.
We give Tippett a hard time.
Yeah. So you guys get started tomorrow night. What is today? Wednesday. So tomorrow, Friday, Saturday night. Right.
Yeah, it goes
Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights.
Yes, and then on Sunday, we have a matinee show. You can get tickets online at frankfortdrama.com. Okay. I believe that's the website. I'm gonna double check that I have the website.
Jack, I know you're a musical guy. Why no musicals?
Don't want to be mean to my fellow students, but we don't have a lot of people who are like super able to sing.
Yeah,
and singing takes a lot of different like work for it.
Talent.
Like not just talent, but like a musical, you would have to like be able to have the sound working properly. We have a decent sound system, but it has like blown out a few times.
Okay. Right. Well, that's all going to get replaced soon, right?
It's getting replaced soon. Yes. We're getting work done to it. But I think there's a lot of students who want to do a musical, but I think we need a lot. Musicals usually have a huge cast.
Right.
And we have a decent sized cast.
Yeah.
But with how much discipline it takes to do a normal show, we need a lot more focus and a lot more technically trained people for a musical.
Just need to round up everybody.
Yeah.
Every student in school. Well, let me tell you, I'm going to go on a tangent. You can look up your stuff.
Kathy's volunteering to be in the show if you need somebody.
I went to Frankfort High. And back in the day,
I think alumni should come back and be in the show.
Every year, the senior class would put on a musical.
Okay. I've heard.
Yes.
I've heard.
And they were big productions. I think we should bring them back.
And everybody in the so maybe you have good talent, maybe you don't, but you're in it.
But you're in it. Okay. Yeah, that's the fun of it, though.
We have a lot of people who I think would do well in a musical.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a lot of people who'd just be there and sing, song. words and
Yeah.
stuff.
Words.
Like there are some people who will have difficulty like being on stage in the first place. Like we have an annual lip sync competition.
Oh, yeah.
For it's like the beginning of the school year, and
Which
I
is
love
awesome.
doing that.
Yeah,
'cause,
sure.
Like one year I did "I Want It That Way" by the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
And like I had all the Backstreet Boys behind me, and I just like led it. It was a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
But there's some people who are like, I don't want to be on stage at all for that.
They
I'll
gotta
stand
get
in the
over it,
back
man.
behind everybody.
Yeah.
And then forcing them on stage to sing in front of people. No matter how silly they should be for it,
Yeah.
they just don't like that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard. I think back in the in the olden times, Kathy.
That's
I think
me.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was a little more. It was a tradition. Everybody
It
did
was a tradition.
You got to restart
And you were
it.
just expected to be in the senior
Yeah,
play.
there was no question.
Yeah.
It was just part of the process.
Yeah.
Jack, do you have favorite musicals like of sort of classic musicals that you like to go back to and?
I do enjoy. I think my favorite musical I've ever like seen, like live production of, was "Come From Away."
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they just went and saw that. That was
Yeah.
at the Opera House earlier
I saw
this
it
year.
at Louisville last year, or maybe actually I guess it was 2 years ago now.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that I really like Legally Blonde the musical. My sister is a huge musical person.
Okay.
She listens to a lot of musicals when she's driving, and when she would have to drive us when I was a sophomore to school, and junior, I guess, beginning of junior year. She would play musicals, and I'd listen to like the Legally Blonde musical soundtrack, the Mean Girls, Les Mis. Les Mis is my mom's favorite, so I've grown up watching that a lot, and
Well,
I
you
really
know
like
what
it.
Harvey and I like?
What?
Hamilton.
Hamilton's
Oh, yeah.
good. It's a classic. It's
I mean,
great.
I
It's
like
a
Hamilton.
classic.
Les Mis is probably my favorite
Really?
of all time, and then I do also really like West Side Story and Guys and Dolls. Those are my other favorites. But
Yeah.
I'm a diverse musical.
Hamilton's up here for
fan.
me.
No.
I tell you what, we just saw when we were there back in New York back in the fall. We saw Back to the Future.
Oh, I've heard
Was
about it.
Really good. I mean, I didn't really know what to expect because I like traditional kind of.
Yeah.
And this was totally not. And it was like using, technology to do stuff, and the car flew and lights and it was an experience and it was great.
One that I've heard about recently that makes me a little nervous because it's based off my favorite book is The Outsiders musical.
Oh, yeah.
Like they've recently announced it, and I love The Outsiders.
Yeah.
Don't know that it's going to work as a musical.
Can't
though.
imagine it as a musical,
see.
but
I mean,
I'm in.
People
I would
put
see
work
it.
into stuff, so
Yeah.
I hope they can get
Yeah.
it together because I think that would be great.
Well, awesome. Well, we sit up here and talk musicals with you all day.
Yeah, oh,
Jack,
yeah.
But we know you have things to do. You should be in school right now, right? Are you guys on break or no?
Not yet.
No, our 3-week-long
Yeah.
break starts next week.
Okay. All right.
We're in the
Year
final
round.
days. We're crawling
getting to the end,
spring
right.
break. Yeah.
Okay, so to remind everybody again, the play starts tomorrow night. So tomorrow, Friday, Saturday night
Yep,
at
at
7. And then on Sunday at 3, if that works better for you. And that is at Frankfort High in the auditorium.
Yes, it's the Frankfort High Auditorium.
Okay. And tickets available online, or will they have them at the door as well?
I think you can get them
But
at the
get
door,
them-
but I think it might be an online ticketing service.
Okay.
GoFan.
Yeah,
Is it
it might
GoFan?
be GoFan. I'm not sure how that applies to like non-sport
Walk-ups.
events, non-sporting events, but
Yeah, I've gotten stuff off GoFan.
Yeah, well, just go buy them online just so you can be safe.
yeah.
Question of the day, Jack. What are you looking forward to of spring now that it's starting to warm up a little bit? Maybe
Yeah.
it's just being done with the show and having spring break.
Well, as mentioned, as soon as we're done with this show, we're starting
Yeah.
immediately practicing for the
okay.
next one.
All right.
But I think I'm looking forward to. I play in my spare time. I've been practicing guitar, and I've been playing the bass guitar for for almost 2 years at this point. I'm looking forward to hanging out with friends and playing music with them.
Doing some jam sessions.
Yeah.
Nice.
Fun.
Well, that
And
sounds
I'll
great.
just say, if you do have the GoFan app, it's on the GoFan app under Frankfort High School.
All right. Well, best of luck in the show. I hope it all goes well, and we'll be looking for it, and hope everybody gets out to see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll be there.
Okay, awesome.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on the show.